Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Chicago, Grand Rapids, Duluth, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, and Jacksonville, Florida. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. So this guy's the FBI guy who said we're going to stop Trump. He got his text messages got revealed. We're going to stop Trump. And then they lied to the FISA court 17 times so they could tap Trump's phone, not only his phone, but everybody in his campaign's phone. Remember, it was him and Lisa Page, a former lawyer for the Bureau. They accused the Trump administration of violating their privacy after it provided explosive text to the news media. So this is real. So the Biden administration just okayed a payment of $1.2 million. So $1 million to that guy. And likely a similar payment to Lisa Page through a settlement of a likely. So the lawsuit, so they bring a lawsuit that Justice Department settles lawsuit with former FBI officials targeted by Trump. No, Trump was targeted by them. And they got exposed because their text messages got exposed, showing that they were conspiring together to try to stop Donald Trump from becoming president. And now this guy sues the Justice Department, and in a case that he's going to lose. And so what does Joe Biden's Justice Department do? They settle and give him $1.2 million. Because they knew he was going to lose the case, but they wanted to take care of him. This is corruption. This is corruption. The Justice Department settled a lawsuit on Friday with two former FBI officials who had accused the Trump administration of violating their privacy by sharing their texts disparaging former President Donald J. Trump with the news media, according to court documents. As a part of the settlement, the government agreed to pay the former officials, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, concluding at least some of the litigation. The FBI accusing Donald Trump of violating the FBI agent's privacy is like Harvey Weinstein accusing you of sexual harassment. The amount was not disclosed in court filings, but Mr. Strzok's law firm said he got $1.2 million. Their text incited a political firestorm after the Justice Department in 2017 invited reporters to review them at night before handing them over to Congress. Then a senior FBI counterintelligence agent who helped oversee the Bureau's investigation into the Trump campaign's possible ties to Russia in 2016, Mr. Strzok exchanged inflammatory messages with Ms. Page, a Bureau lawyer involved in the Republicans seized on the text to try to discredit the investigation. The agreement is likely to anger Mr. Trump, who has railed against this pair for years and leveled baseless accusations that the investigation was a witch hunt. Well, we all know it was a witch hunt. The Russia collusion was a conspiracy theory concocted by the FBI, the CIA, and the Hillary Clinton campaign. Mr. Strzok drafted the memo opening the investigation, which was approved by his superiors. In 2019, Mr. Strzok and Mr. Page filed separate lawsuits. Mr. Strzok was suing the Justice Department that it violated his. Mr. Strzok is seeking to be reinstated for his job so he can retire with full benefits. The agreement was second time the Justice Department has reached settlement with the former Bureau official. The 2018, the department fired Andrew McCabe as FBI director because he lied just hours before he was scheduled to retire. Under the settlement, McCabe was able to officially retire, receive his pension and other benefits, and collect about $200,000 in missed pension payments. In May, the Justice Department disclosed that it had reached a tentative settlement. So they're just giving out money, your money, to these criminals. Republicans dismay. At the congressional hearing the next month, Representative Jim Jordan asked Attorney General Merrick Garland about the proposed settlement. So you go after the president and you get rewarded for doing so, according to the Justice Department, Mr. Jordan said. Mr. Garland responded, it's not a question of reward, it's a question of the government paying for violating the law. Can you look up what the text said? That guy's texts?
Peter Strzok.
Isn't it amazing that they don't include it in this article? This is the corrupt New York Times, who gave themselves awards. They got Pulitzer Prizes for reporting on Russiagate, a made-up fake conspiracy theory that they pushed. They got Pulitzer Prizes for reporting garbage. That's your New York Times. If I did that, just like Joe Rogan said about COVID, imagine if it was comedians and podcasters saying what CNN was saying, calling Pulitzer Prize winning medicine horse dewormer and saying it's poison, and saying that you should take an experimental medical treatment, and then people have all these adverse events. Imagine if it was podcasters doing that, but it wasn't. It was the corporate news saying that. No price to pay.
No, he won't. We'll stop it, Strzok texted back. Trump is never going to become president, right? Right. Page, who also worked on Mueller's staff, responded. As Strzok responds, no, he won't. We'll stop it, Strzok texted back.
Isn't it amazing that they don't have that in that article? So can you read can you read that again? What did the text say?
So what I have,
his name is Strzok.
Strzok. Okay, so Strzok. So this is the paragraph before. Strzok, who worked as a senior role on the Clinton email investigation before joining the staff on the special counsel, reportedly wrote to Page, an attorney, that the two would stop the president from being elected. They have Trump is not ever going to become president, right? Right. Page, who also worked on Mueller's staff, responded, no, he won't. We'll stop it. Strzok.
So that's a guy, an FBI guy, top FBI guy in charge of investigating the president, saying we're going to stop him from becoming president. That he just got paid $1.2 million because those texts got exposed. A guy who was leading the investigation into Donald Trump, a bullshit charge of him colluding with Russia. Joe Biden's Justice Department just settled because the guy was going to lose that case if it went to court. So they're taking care of the people who lied for the establishment. That's what they're doing. People who are doing the dirty work for the establishment of undermining Donald Trump's presidency and pushing a conspiracy theory to discredit Donald Trump, they're now being paid off for doing that work. That's the government paying them off. That's the establishment.
This article goes on and says, because of his texts, messages, we did not have confidence that Strzok's decision to prioritize the Russia investigation was free from bias, the report said.
That's right. And he now gets $1.2 million for being corrupt. And they say Donald Trump is corrupt. This is amazing. Katie Pavlich says Strzok was going to lose this lawsuit because, like a dum-dum, he sent the insurance policy text messages on a government device where he knew he had no privacy rights. Biden's Department of Justice issues this settlement just in case Trump were to win in November. He was not going to win this case. He said those things on government devices. Biden administration launders $1.2 million payment to Peter Strzok and likely a similar payment to Lisa Page through a settlement of a likely doomed lawsuit. And of course, there will be no outrage in the country over this because the media says it's not outrageous. They say that Trump was attacking that guy. That's how my old roommate's going to see it. He's going to read it in the New York Times. He's going to hear it on MSNBC. Oh, good, they took care of that guy that Trump was attacking. No, that guy's a criminal. And he was going to lose that lawsuit. And Joe Biden's Justice Department just gave that guy a $1.2 million payoff for doing their dirty work. So Lisa Page says to Strzok, Trump's never going to become president, right? Right? Strzok says, no, he won't. We'll stop it. Meaning the FBI. He also texted on August 26, 2016, I just went to a Southern Virginia Walmart. I could smell the Trump support. Lisa Page says back, yep, out to lunch. We both hate everyone and everything. He then says, I want to believe the path you threw out for consideration in Andy's office, that there's no way he gets elected, but I'm afraid we can't take their risk. It's likely an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. I don't understand that one, exactly what that means. I want to believe the path you threw out for consideration in Andy's office. So she said there's no way that he's going to get elected. He says, I want to believe that, but I'm afraid we can't take that risk. So we need an insurance policy. It's like an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. So it's this. So this, what they're doing, this Russiagate, it's like an insurance policy. That's what he's saying.
How is this not treasonous?
And Joe Biden just gave that guy $1.2 million because those texts showing him being a corrupt criminal, trying to undermine democracy, got exposed. The whole goddamn thing is corrupt. Your media is corrupt. Your government is corrupt. Your Justice Department is corrupt. And pretending, and that's why they have to pretend that Trump invented lying in Washington, D.C., and Trump invented corruption in Washington, D.C. The whole thing is corrupt. These people who claim that they're putting democracy on the ballot are the people who are undermining democracy at every turn. It's a comedy now. Now you don't even get to vote for the person who's the nominee. It was all set up. Holy shit! Does it not outrage you? Are you outraged?
Oh yeah.
Can you believe this? I mean, this is, and
so he was
every
a good
fucking
boy.
moron I know in Hollywood is going to think that this was a good thing they gave this guy $1.2 million because he was being attacked by Trump. Hey, the ability to provide for your family has changed quite a bit in the last couple of years. When you go shopping, you're getting less but spending the same. You have to decide what to buy and what to do without. And when you get to the checkout, you're swiping that credit card, putting that never-ending cycle of credit card interest accruing every month. So there's got to be a better way. Well, there is a better way. And it's with American Financing. If you're a homeowner, they will take all of that equity that you've built up and use it to pay off high-interest debt. They're saving their customers an average of $854 a month, and they are closing some in fast as 10 days. So start today. You may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing today. That's 888-804-0303. That's 888-804-0303. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Jimmy. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Chicago, Grand Rapids, Duluth, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, and Jacksonville, Florida. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.